Good morning, Pomfret. Your first chapel speaker is from Brooklyn, New York. Your second chapel speaker is from Brooklyn, Connecticut. Your third chapel speaker has once heard of Brooklyn. Your chapel speakers of the day are Boubacar Bah, Mirabelle Cole, and Sam Power. Enjoy.
Good morning, Pomfret. First off, I'm sweating right now, not only because I'm nervous, but it's definitely mad hot in this coat and tie. Before I get into my gratitudes, I would like to ask for a moment of silence for my grandmother, who passed away the first week of school. Without her, I don't think I'd be the person that I am today, and this chapel talk wouldn't mean as much without acknowledging her for what she's done for me. It did happen to be her birthday yesterday, so this was me remembering and celebrating her for the last time. So thank you. Now I would like to thank the people who have been a key part of my life and my Pomfret experience. First off, I want to thank my parents, especially my pops, for working so hard and being a role model for me and my siblings. I want to thank my several advisors that I've had while being at Pomfret. The jockeys for taking care of me the first 2 years and pushing me to be myself, no matter what. Billy, since my freshman year, you've been a key part of me not changing anything about myself, so thank you. The Wilds family, thank you for taking me in when Billy had more important things to take care of last year. The food is amazing, and I don't think I can ask for a better advisory family for my last year here on the Hilltop. Mrs. Wilds, this is a special announcement for you. Thank you for letting me sit, eat, and vibe out in the cage. In your own words, you're basically raising me. To my friends since day one, including Anton, Nika, Paisley, and Gavin, who I know for sure are watching the live right now, thank you for being by my side until this point. I have no clue how we made it here, but let's keep it pushing and make this one hell of a last year. To my coaches that I've had here on the Hilltop, Anderson, Hemphill, Vlossman, Wilson, Murphy, Stith, Miss Nan, and even Geyer, Billy, and Van Hosing. Thank you all for pushing me in the sports that I've done on campus. All of you have made Pomfret athletics more fun and engaging for me. To my teachers in the classroom, I can't name all of you because that'll be a little too much, but I really appreciate all of you. I'm not the most studious person, but each of you have taught me so much in the classroom and even outside of it, so thank you. And lastly, the trainers, Waller and Miss J, you guys letting me sit in the trainers even if I'm not injured makes my whole time at Pomfret. I know I probably told you guys this already, but sitting in there in the chaos just reminds me of the streets of New York. And I really appreciate you guys letting me enjoy that time before practices, so thank you. If I am missing someone, I'm sorry, and I hope you know I really appreciate you. But now it's time for my chapel talk. Whenever I meet someone new, I rarely tell them my real name. One day, I'm Rayvon, the next, I'm Dylan, and sometimes I go by Mark. And sometimes I just make up a name on the spot. It might seem like a joke or something I do for fun, but there's a reason behind it. It's my way of keeping a piece of myself out of reach. By giving a different name, I set a boundary right away before someone even gets a chance. I've already made it clear that they won't know everything about me. I like to assume I have a lot of friends, or at least a lot of acquaintances, but the truth is, most of them don't know much about me beyond what's on the surface. That's not by accident. It's something I've chosen. I don't share much about myself because I don't want to get too comfortable with people. It's not that I don't care about others or I'm afraid of connection. I've just learned that when you open up too much, people can start to feel like they have power over you. They take your stories, your past, your pain, and sometimes they twist it. They use it against you, whether as a joke, a rumor, or just a shift in how they treat you. Suddenly, being vulnerable turns into a risk, so I keep things private. I let people know only what I want them to know. That doesn't mean I'm fake or dishonest. It means I understand the value of protecting myself. Being guarded isn't the same as being closed off. I still show love, still support my friends, and still enjoy being around people. I just do it in my own terms. But even though I've built these walls around myself, there's a part of me that wants to let some of them down. I want to open up enough to stop feeling like I have to hide, which is why this chapel talk is my first step toward getting there. It may not be a full conversation or a deep heart-to-heart, but it's me being honest. So let me reintroduce myself. Good morning, Pomfret. My name is Boubacar Bah. My family calls me Booba, and my friends call me Boobs. I got that nickname from your third chapel speaker for today. I was named by my grandmother, who decided to give me the name of my grandfather, who passed away a week before I was born. I'm the son of two immigrant parents from West Africa, my mom being from Ghana and my dad from Guinea. And from the ages of 4 to 8, I lived in Guinea with my grandmother and brother. I have two younger sisters, Fanta, like the soda, and Fatumata, which is just a family name. I also have one older brother, Alpha, who, as some of you know, I hate being compared to, but I'm always happy to talk about his accomplishments. For those who don't know, my whole family and I are Muslim, and I am an aspiring real estate agent. And right now, I'm working on getting my realtor's license, which is why I mostly disappear on Sundays. I'm in that long, long class. My favorite musicians are Rod Wave, Frank Ocean, and Lo Shimmy, who I highly recommend for late night drives or if you're just trying to chill with friends. And lastly, but maybe the most important to me, I'm a 4-year senior here on the Hilltop. Thank you.
Good morning, Pomfret. It became a trend on social media to imagine what it'd be like to sit down and have coffee with your younger self. Although I'm still young, I theorized this idea of how my past self would interact with myself now. After much contemplation, I realized that my younger version would spend the entire lunch trying to convince my current self to like her. And that realization stuck with me, because it's not just something my younger self would do, it's something I still do. I am, and have been for as long as I can remember, a people pleaser. If I think back to that coffee with my younger self, I imagine her trying so hard to impress me, listing her hobbies, telling stories she thinks I'd like, avoiding any detail that might make me think less of her. I'd want to stop her, I'd want to say, you don't have to prove anything. I already like you, you're me. I remember being 11 years old when I read something that stuck with me. I'll never forget seeing this sign in my middle school art room which read, "If you spend your life performing for others, don't be surprised when you realize you never got to live it for yourself." We live in a world that is constantly measured by how we present ourselves. This narrative of people-pleasing may be more present than you think. It's in the carefully crafted captions we write, the photos we retake 15 times, and in the conversations where we rehearse our responses before we even speak. Instead of living in one singular moment, I've been quick to judge my experiences through the imagined eyes of others, rather than by how I actually feel. I found myself chasing approval or perfection so blindly that I forget that the point was never to be seen by others, but only me. We wish our lives away, always waiting for the next great thing. I have countless vivid memories of dressing up in my mom's clothes, wearing her shoes, thinking, I wish I could skip it all and become an adult already. We say, I can't wait until, and when it finally comes, we're quick to dilute the experience, trimming it and shaping it until it measures up to what we think it should be. What I've come to realize is that life doesn't stop for anyone. No matter how busy, overwhelming, or chaotic it gets, it will keep moving, quietly, relentlessly, whether you're present for it or not. Some moments are one of a kind, and I've only recognized their weight once they've already become memories. The last time I saw my loved ones before they passed, the last hug I gave my childhood friends before our lives split in different directions, the last bedtime story my parents read to me before I decided I was too old for them. Even on my first day at Pomfret, when the thought of giving the speech seemed so far away, it was almost impossible to imagine. I treated these moments as ordinary because I never realized their endings until they already are. I've found that when you're a people pleaser, you can live entire years of your life without ever actually inhabiting them. You learn to occupy other people's expectations instead. You become fluent in a language of making others comfortable, but illiterate in the language of your own. In my own struggles, I've become aware that by the time you notice, it's like living in a house you've been decorating for years, only to realize you never actually sat down inside. I think about how often I've traded authenticity for acceptance, and how invisible that trade feels in the moment. I tell myself I'm just being polite, just being considerate, just keeping the peace. But peace built on self-erasure isn't peace. It's quieting yourself for the sake of others. While writing and brainstorming ideas for the speech, I realized there was a quiet grief in realizing that you can't rewind, not just to moments, but to entire ways of being. I started to think that I can't return to the young self-consciousness of childhood once I learned the weight of other people's opinions. I can't step back into the kind of friendships that existed before schedules and obligations began carving away at them. I can't unsee the compromises I made with myself just to keep moving forward. My dad would always try to remind my younger self, who's trying to speed through life, that we sacrifice presence for progress, trading now for later, as if later will repay us with something more precious than what we already have. Maybe this is why nostalgia is so intoxicating. It's the mind's attempt to renegotiate with time, to re-enter a room that no longer exists. I replay my past not because it was perfect, but because it was mine. Because there is a version of myself that I will never meet again in the same way. And when you understand that, it becomes harder to wish your life away. Nostalgia isn't just something I feel after a moment ends. It's something that seeps into me while I'm still living in the moment itself. I could be surrounded by laughter in a room full of people I love and still think, you're going to miss this someday. And I always do. I carry memories like weights in my pockets, not in a heavy, burdensome way, like small, sacred objects I can't bear to let go of. I miss places I can't return to. I miss people who have changed or moved on. I miss versions of myself I barely got to know before I outgrew them. But I've grown to realize that this feeling is more complex. Nostalgia is proof that I'm living a life to be proud of, and what a privilege it is to be able to yearn for my own memories. And that's what makes it the most special, that the ache of absence is really the evidence of abundance. My childhood is still alive somewhere in my memories of rehearsed dances my friends and I made up to present to our parents in hopes of securing a sleepover. There are still entire worlds contained in my memory of my family's laughter, sharing endless stories. Even here at Pomfret, where I've gathered countless moments with friends in rooms filled with laughter so big it was silent. Yet, if I rework my mind, I can agree with the fact that I am fortunate enough to have lived a life so full of meaning that its absence leaves an outline I can still trace. And why should I feel the need to rush through it all? I hope that years from now, if I imagine having coffee with the person I am today, my future self won't try to fix me or prove anything to me. I hope she will simply be glad I existed. I hope I can look back and feel gratitude for my life, for every memory that shaped me, for every person, place, and moment I've been lucky enough to experience. Because even the moments I missed, the ones I long for, or the ones I rushed through, have left me profoundly aware of how beautifully I've lived when I slow down. And now for some gratitudes. I would like to thank all of the teachers and faculty I've had the privilege of working alongside with at Pomfret. Thank you to Ms. Brown, Mr. Schaefer, Ms. Lehman, and Mr. Flood for making everlasting imprints on me, not only as a student, but as a teacher. No, as a person. I want to thank Ms. Jones for being my biggest supporter even before my arrival. The beauty of Ms. Jones is that she loves the school and students loudly without us having to ask. Thank you to Ms. J, Ms. G for being the best advisors I could ask for. Thank you for always being there for me, supporting me, and opening up your homes to me. Thank you for everything. I want to thank all my friends I met during my time here at Pomfret. You've all truly shaped me to be the person I am today. Thank you for the constant laughter and memories I will forever miss, and it's true when they say that people make the place. Floss, thank you for being by my side from the very beginning. I truly don't know what I would do without you. I'm forever grateful I found the thing most people search for their whole life, a best friend. I love you, and I can't wait to see where your future takes you. To my family, thank you for paving a way for me and bringing Pomfret into my life from a very young age. Dad, your wisdom is something I hope to emulate one day. I look up to you in so many ways, and I'm forever grateful to call you my dad. Mom, your patience and poise are something I admire each day. I hope one day to become at least an ounce of a woman that you are. Thank you both for the constant sacrifices you make for me each day, for everything you've done for me. I love you. Pomfret, if there's one thing I hope you can take away from this speech, it is to be present enough to recognize the life you're living, and to be grateful for the moments, people, and memories that make it worth missing. I'm Mirabelle Cole, and I'm a four-year senior here on the Hilltop. Thank you, Pomfret.
Good morning, Pomfret. My name is Sam Power, and I'm a four-year senior here on the Hilltop. I've been sitting in Clark Chapel for the past 3 years, listening to over 300 senior chapel talks that have had a wide range in topics, from a sports injury to being yourself and taking a selfie with the entire Pomfret community in the sophomore balcony. Unfortunately, I will not be making my way up there during the speech. One thing that I have noticed is that senior speakers will return to their family and will preface a lot of their gratitudes with sayings such as, "I know I've never said this before," or "This will be my only time you hear this."
and it got me thinking about how much I shared my gratitude with my friends and family. I realized that just like every one of those speakers, I am lacking in sharing gratitudes with the ones I love. I wondered, would it really take until my senior year chapel talk to tell my brother or my friends that I love them? I had an epiphany that I don't want to be that guy who looks up at the camera during his chapel talk to express his feelings to his brother for the first time, or to look down to these benches and tell the best friends he has ever had his entire life how much they mean to him. Last spring, I wanted to make a change to become a more expressive person, and I wanted to start with the friends here at Pomfret. I wish I could say I was easily able to implement this into my day-to-day life, but there was something holding me back. I don't know if it was cringe or the fear of being rejected, but I was unable to be the person I wanted to be. To give an example, I was standing in my room on the last week of junior year with Peter and Blake. Just for clarification, these two aren't just randoms I was standing in line for food with. They are two of the most important people in my life, and all I wanted to say is simply, I love you guys. I tried for 15 minutes to get these 4 words out, but never managed to get the courage. This is when I knew I had a problem and really needed to start fixing it. If you know me well enough, you know that I'm not the most open person about feelings, and I actually get cringed out when someone compliments me or tells me they love me. I've never been the one to go around complimenting everyone and sharing my gratitudes with them. I don't know why, that's just who I am. I knew this about myself, and I knew it was going to be very hard to change this about me, but I tried anyways because I knew it was necessary. I have always tried to show my gratitude in minor ways like a bro hug or even a dap up, even though we've been hanging out for an hour plus. I've always been bad at sharing how I feel, but it took me until hearing others' struggles to wake me up to my own faults. At the end of last year, I was deep in this emotional hole, and I knew that it's only going to get worse because I wasn't going to be seeing my friends consistently for the next 3 months. Then I thought about the seniors that I may never be able to see again. I knew that this was my last chance to tell so many friends how much the last 3 years have meant to me, and I knew it was going to be a challenge, but I knew I needed to do it. There I was, sitting in my room an hour post-graduation in a complete state of shock, thinking I probably won't see any of these people that were staples in my life for so long ever again. The only thing that kept me going was the fact that I was able to express my gratitudes to every senior that I wanted to. My last interaction with many seniors last year was very positive and honest, which I cherish because some of the members of the class of 2025 shaped me into who I am today, and someone who did that above all is Teddy. As a freshman at Pomfret, like many of you, I was alone with no family looking out for me, which was very different from what it had been for my entire life growing up with an older brother. I was so scared of every student in grades above me and felt no protection. Teddy took me under his wing and taught me wrong from right and was a total role model and older brother to me. Funny enough, he's 20 days older than my actual older brother, who's a sophomore in college. He had my back in every situation and provided the protection for me through my first 3 years at Pomfret. I have definitely felt the hole in my life this year with Teddy gone. I'm telling you guys this story because Teddy is another person in my life who means so much to me, and I've never truly told him that. I know it is against my plan, but I am going to be staring into this camera during my senior chapel speech telling my brother that I love him. Teddy, you are one of the most influential people in my life, and I just want to thank you for everything that you've done for me. Love you, man. I have now fallen victim to the very thing I told myself I wasn't going to do. I can now say I am one of those senior chapel speakers who waited for this day to finally express his gratitudes. I'm sharing this because I don't want everyone to make the same mistake that I have and many other chapel speakers have made in the past. Go out of your comfort zone and share your gratitudes with the people you care about because you never have enough time left with them. It pains me to think that this has taken me so long to share this with Teddy, Peter, and Blake, but that's not even the full list. To every friend that I've made here at Pomfret, who have made me love this school more than anything, I just want to say that I love you, and I'm going to get better at expressing that. Then groups like the football and baseball teams that I've played on and the 2 best advisors I've been in, shout out to Urzik and Wilds. Thank you so much for making it fun here and giving me something to look forward to every day and the close friendships that I've made because of it. I'm very grateful for the family I made in Ikaria this summer and a new friend in Yanni. Can't wait for me and Will to come to the wedding. Shout out to the 4th of July group. Sorry, Mom and Dad. You guys are really the best group of friends a kid could ask for. Mom and Dad, you are the only 2 people in my life that I've been able to consistently express gratitudes towards because of what amazing people you are. As every boy knows, your first best friend is your mom, and I can proudly say we have never lost that relationship, and I love the fact that we're as close as we are. I love you. To my dad, or a couple of you know in this chapel as Mapo, it is a true challenge to have you as my father because it's impossible to live up to the man that you are and what you represent. I know I make fun of you for being the most social person on planet Earth, but it is the thing I respect most about you. You model honorability, integrity, and everything there is to be how to be a good man. You are the person I look up to every day, and can only hope to be half the father you are when I'm older. Love you, Pops. This has been the most honest conversation I've ever had with many of these people, and I can tell you that I honestly feel a lot better with this being said. I see the lack of expression of gratitude everywhere I go and with many different people. My message is just because you're thinking it doesn't mean they know it. Tell them. It'll only bring you closer. Don't be that person standing behind St. George, wishing they had truly expressed all the love they had for others much earlier. Because as Mr. Fisher so wisely puts it, we know that life is short, and we do not have much time to gladden the hearts of those who travel with us. So be swift to love, make haste to be kind, let it be. Thank you, Pomfret.
I want to say a huge thanks to our 3 senior speakers of the day. To Boubacar, thank you for letting us know a little bit more about yourself. I think I express everybody's emotions when I say I know your grandmother is really proud of you. To Mirabelle, thank you for giving us the opportunity to think about what it means to be present. And to Sam for expressing gratitude to the people in our lives. So we are adjourned. Thank you. After our senior speakers lead us out.